showtime.
Just 1 second. Okay, I do apologize for that. Just had to get another quick swig of water. But we are back again. You're watching Kicks. Solo cast in the STPL today. Voice suffering a little bit. We've had some pretty exciting games so far. But I'm looking forward to the rest after this series. But we've still got a lot of games to go here. And we're going to go into Game 2 in just a second. So let's have a look at who our players are going to be. So for iRk, we're going to have the one, the only Dewalt. Now Dewalt, one of the strongest foreign Protoss players, if not the strongest Protoss player at the moment. Bonneth obviously having a little bit of a break, still finding his form after his Heroes of Might and Magic vacation. But he is back once again. He is actually playing in the STPL as well. He's playing for Net Wars, so we might see him later on in the week. Obviously you guys were watching him on stream because it hosts me, thankfully, thank you very much, obviously, Dewalt, Bonneth. But Bonneth did go 0 for 2 so far in this round, so not had the best of luck, actually getting taken down by Headmaster on Katrina SE in a PvP. I can't remember who beat him last round. He did play against Soul. Can't remember who his opponent was. But here he is against DM's signature Terran player. I say signature because they don't have many, and Vulture is realistically the only name I recognize from the Terran roster, just because he has been in there since round 1, not really played too many games. I don't actually think he's played yet in the SCPL, so it's going to be kind of interesting. I'm not saying Bonneth is on a break now, he's come back from his break. Because he did have a break for a while, he's only just really come back. But we are going to see Vulture here for DM. Now let's actually have a look at what map they're going to be playing on. It's going to be Athena 2. Now I've actually showed Athena here, but if you give me 1 second, the production magic will fix this as if there is no problem whatsoever. Athena, obviously slightly different to Athena 2, different mineral positions and whatnot. So as you can see, Athena 2 going to be the map. We're currently PvT 0-0. We've not had a PvT here just yet. So it's going to be quite exciting to see how that's going to play out. I know Rapid was really looking forward to casting games on Athena 2. So hopefully he'll be able to cast along with me later in the week. There is going to be another 6 series. Obviously 6 as well as 6, so there'll be another 6 sick series coming up over the next week as well to round off week 3 in the SCPL. 8 matches, best of 5 per week of the SCPL this time, but we're going to head into our second game even, of our second series of today. It's on Athena 2, it's iRk's Dewalt versus DM's Vulture. Okay, spawning us over in the bottom left position, we do have the Teal Terran fighting for DM. It's Vulture. And his opponent spawning in the 6 o'clock position for iRk. It's Dewalt. Okay, both our players going to be playing pretty standard early on, I would imagine. Now, if anyone's going to cheese, it could be Vulture. And, okay, Foxhand, just to explain the 1-8 thing, or 1-8-1 even, it's a take on one of the old Shinhan Bank Pro League backgrounds. They did exactly the same thing, but it was 0 and 1, because it was 09 to 10, so... I know, it's actually 10 to 11 as well, so they did 9-1 and then 0-1 the following season. It's all a homage to that based off of how I spawned the STPL to begin with. But that's a long story for a Kix who has more voice. So next time, tune in and I'll explain it a little bit better. We'll have story time with Kix. Too many numbers. Now we're going to see Gate Core coming in for Dewalt. Nothing too crazy here. We're going to see Vulture going for gas. Now if you'll excuse me just for a second, I just need to go and get some more water, so I'll be back in just under about 10 seconds. Okay, I am back, ladies, gentlemen, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, all non-gendered in this case, because I don't want to offend anybody. We're going to have a single factory coming in for Vulture. He's pulled guys off of gas, so it's going to be an expansion build for him, likely going to go into an FD on this map. FD pretty strong. Now the funny thing is with casting is I used to solo cast the Clash for Char, and that used to go on for 5 hours, and then once or twice I actually did the TL Open with Sail, and then immediately after did the Zotac Cup until 5 AM, and I genuinely don't know how my voice used to deal with it. I'm either out of practice, even though I've been casting constantly for 6 months now, 3 days a week, wait, more than 6 months actually, 7 months. Heading into our 8th, coming up there, STPL. Did start in March of this year, likely going to be going until March next year, and then we'll be heading after a break into Season 2. There could be a little bit of a change in the format, that will be announced later on, so there is going to be a Season 2 of the STPL as well. Looks like Dewalt wants to take down the Bengalar, because he doesn't want to actually walk into that a little bit later on, but we'll leave it alive, so... Maybe there was actually a donation drive for that Bengalar, and his stream did vote to save the animals. Save the... well, he lost the frames obviously, but saved the animals. But that Bengalar gonna live to fight another day. I know I've always wanted to see, I know you can't, but I wish there was a way of mind controlling like the critters or something, because that'd be really funny. But looks like we are going to have an FD push coming out here from Vulture. First Vulture on the way to his namesake, Mines on the way as well, but he is going to be up against Dewalt. Now, that's not to say we're not going to see an upset here. Dewalt has been taken out by people statistically, someone you wouldn't imagine to take them down. Headmaster, in the beginning of round 3, did take him down on Katrina SE in a PvP, and I mean, PvP is one of Dewalt's best matchups, along with PvZ, so... Dewalt's PvT obviously very, very strong. We've seen a lot of games between him and Koga in STPL round 2. They did go in favour, well they did actually, they were quite actually even last time, so it's going to be cool if we see NetWars face off against iRk again. But NetWars actually, let me actually double check this because I have the power. I have a leaderboard. Yeah, NetWars are in the same group as iRk, so they are going to be facing off again. So we could see yet another rematch. The third Koget. Can I think of a good like Lee San Yok kind of thing with Dewalt and Koga? But hopefully, as the STPL goes through the years, we're going to get more and more games, more and more powerful games as well. and we're going to build up a lot more stories. Now, there's already been a lot of stories coming out of the STPL so far. Reaver Tech coming in for Dewalt. Shuttle has finished. Reaver should be on the way as well. We see Vulture back here getting a second gas pretty quickly, so he's going to be looking to go for a little bit of a quicker push, possibly a 6-fact behind this. Going to be Armory and Academy here from Vulture, so oh, this is actually really dangerous. This is incredibly dangerous. Now, he is going to defend himself against Reavers, but if Dewalt sniffs this out, he is going to Mind Drag into everything, and the entire mineral line is going to die. So Vulture playing on the edge. I mean, if you're going to drive around on a nuclear-powered motorcycle all day, which is hovering, then and going at insane speeds as well, I guess you've got to kind of live on the edge, and he named himself after a Vulture driver, so if anybody's going to be good at that, it's going to be him. Now, Dewalt actually hiding the shuttle over the Reaver Tech. Now, we are going to see the first scan coming in. I'm not really sure what this scan was. Maybe he's scanning for like something coming in, but I mean, that was quite possibly the weirdest location for a scan ever. Possibly a misclick. Maybe he's checking for shuttle coming in already. I mean, Dewalt's going to be moving down here to take his third base. This is going to allow him to take a very, very quick fourth base as well. Of course, Athena 2 is a 3-player map. Now, Vulture is going to send one of his Vultures out here to check for any possible proxies. So obviously going to be able to use that to well, he's not going to be able to lay mines with it anymore, but a Charon boost is coming in as well. Now we see another scan coming in. This one actually checking the Dragoon count. So I said that Vulture liked to live on the edge, and he is certainly living on the edge. The Reaver actually coming in with the Zealot. The Zealot actually going to Mind Drag both the mines on top of the Goliath. And Vulture needs to pull his SCVs away. He needs to pull them away quickly, or this Reaver is going to get an insane amount of damage. But the Reaver already doing so much. The Zealot eating up so much of this damage. But that is going to push the Reaver away before he takes too many SCV kills. Or before he gets too many SCV kills. And that is going to be a bit of a favourable thing for Dewalt. Now, Foxhan, the score is 1-0. This is game 2 between iRk versus DM. So we have at least another 2 games coming up after this. White versus Ash actually lasted about an hour and a half. The first game from iRk versus DM lasted quite a while as well. It was a very fun game if you missed it. Jerry versus Quanwu. Do check out the VODs, which will be going up on YouTube tomorrow. If you want to check those out, that'll be after 24 hours. Going to try and keep to the affiliate agreement. I've never noticed that until someone pointed out. I think it was creative. And to be honest, after the cast, cutting out the VODs is the last thing I want to do. I pretty much basically just sit there and do nothing. This casting, especially solo casting for 3-4 hours, is very, very draining. Like, I don't really understand how Zero does it. Now, with the BSL, sometimes there's a little bit more of a break in between the games because they are all done live. This is all done from replays. But still, Zero does an absolutely great job with the BSL. If you're not signed up for BSL 5 already, do sign up. But back to this game, we're going to have 2 Reavers, 4 Zealots dropping off in the main. There's going to be nothing but Vultures here to defend. And Vulture's namesake may cost him the game here. He's built too many Vultures. This reminds me a lot of my own games. With no anti-Reaver defense here. What is he going to do? The Reavers have already done way too much damage. And I mean, 3 Goliaths going to come in here, snipe the shuttle out. But the Dragoons at the front are actually going to be able to be pushed away by these 5 tanks. Vultures lay mines at the front. But I mean, most of the SCVs have actually died at the front. The Goliath going to go down as well. The Reaver still in the main base. Actually going to focus down this armory. Does need to get some repairing down on this before it goes down. Oh, lucky mine going to take down that Reaver. That is going to save his life in this game. The final Zealot being cleared up. And for now, it looks like Vulture's held on. But we see a 3rd base for Dewalt. The 4th base on this gas as well. Now, this is a half gas base. Or actually less than a half gas base. So I don't know what you'd call this. It's like a 2/5 gas base. Not the 5,000. Now Vulture's being dropped, or sorry, Zealot's being dropped onto, oh, mines! Oh, doesn't quite get it. But that's a lot of damage to be taking. Dewalt being absolutely abusive in this game. Vulture with a good scan, gonna see exactly what his opponent's doing. Now back at home, we see another additional 3 gateways being added onto the 4 he already has. Stargate and Templar Archives coming up as well. So Arbiters are going to be the next tech of choice here by Dewalt. Now whether or not this is going to work is another thing to be said, but obviously Vulture has been skimping a little bit on turrets early on. There's a lot of area where he can't build turrets as well. And I mean, we do have a Vulture up here to check for any additional bases going up, but unfortunately he's not going to see the shuttle coming in. The shuttle coming in at the perfect angle, going to be able to get straight back in to the main if he so chooses to, but he's going to be forced to try and deal with this. Now there is a counterattack going in here. There's only a single tank, only a couple of mines there. So the forces of Vulture going to be pulled back. This is going to be 4 free goons. Should be able to clear or save this tank with good repair, but it looks like the Dragoon's going to get into the main either way. And this is the big counterattack. A nice mine though going off on a lot of these Dragoons. A little bit of an uncharacteristic move by Dewalt, but here is another 2 Reavers, another 4 Zealots going in to the main. Looks like another, oh, it's not 2 Reavers this time, it's going to be 1 Reaver. But it looks like Vulture going to go all in with his counterattack. He knows there's not actually that many Dragoons here. Going to slowly siege his way down. But this Reaver once again doing so much damage. The armory needs to be repaired. The armory is going to go down. And that's going to be no further upgrades by Vulture. Now Vulture still pushing forward, doing a really good job with this actually. DT actually coming in, getting taken out by the mines. And the units in the main gonna get cleaned up eventually. But Vulture really does need to keep on pushing. He can't wait. He's got a window of opportunity here. Dewalt actually locking himself on this mini high ground. And now if you don't know about this tile set, this is not actually high ground terrain. It just looks high ground, and obviously you can't walk up it from all angles. But a nice scan down on Dewalt's observer. Not gonna quite catch it. Yes, he will. Good usage of that. Now he's still going to be pushing in. He's got a good choke here, but this is a lot of units by Dewalt pushing forward. Does Vulture have the engagement? Will he have the engagement he needs? Let's have a look as we go into here. The tank's getting dropped on at the back. A great engagement by Dewalt. The armory, the army of Vulture evaporating, and GG. Dewalt takes down Vulture there with a decisive defense of the push. Now that will take us into game 3 with iRk up 2-0 even. Now of course there is still a chance that iRk can come back in, the DM can come back in this game, man. My brain is fried. But we are going to give me a quick 5-minute break to give my voice a poor rest, to allow me to hydrate my body again, to rejig my mind, and we'll be back very soon. Don't go anywhere.